Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I am going to go over all of the books that I am hoping to read in March. I mean, this is a pretty big TBR pile. I don't know how many I'm going to get through or what I'm going to start with, but hopefully I can get through a good chunk of these. We'll see how ambitious I truly am. So if you like this video, definitely make sure you like it, subscribe to my video so you don't miss any of my content. I had previously posted my February wrap up, and then also the video before that, my husband guesses the plot of the books based on the cover that I picked out for him, and it was quite hilarious and funny, and he actually got 2 of them right out of the 5, which I was very shocked about. So let me know in the comments below if you watched it and if there was any funny points that you liked, but make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of that content as well. So let's get into my March TBR. So the first book that I am going to read, it was in that video where my husband was guessing what the books are about based on the cover, and I've had this on my TBR for a couple months and I just cannot wait to dive into it. But it is Twisted Love by Anna Huang. I have heard nothing but amazing things about this series. They're all standalones, I believe. There's 4 of them, but I cannot wait. I really don't know fully what this book is about. I've skimmed the back. It sounds like something that I would really like. It sounds kind of like a dark romance, but not really like a dark romance. But it seems like it is her brother's best friend, kind of trope. So I can't wait to read this book and dive into the series and hear what everybody is talking about. The next book that I am going to read, I got from the publisher, and I got this probably like 3 months ago, and I haven't read it yet. So I definitely need to get on that, and that is Imperfect Angel by Christy Barth. This one is kind of like a rom-com where she has a key to hell, I believe, and she ends up giving it to a demon or somebody, and so here comes, her angel on her shoulder to try to help her. Anyway, it's supposed to be a funny kind of romance, and I know that February is kind of like the month of love. I'm still kind of in that romancy mood, so I'm gonna pick this up, kind of read it, kind of see what it's about. I've never read by this author, but I did get it from Entangled Publishing in a PR box, and so I definitely want to give it a try. Definitely see what is the hype about this, because in my Entangled Publishing group that we have for all of the ARC readers and stuff, people were talking how good this is. So I think it's time for me to dive into that. The next book I also got from Entangled Publishing, probably within like a week or 2 of each other, from another PR box, which is an author that I have read from before. I liked her Dragon series that she had about a year or 2 ago. But this one is the first in a series, and it's called The Liar's Crown by Abigail Owen. I actually just got the second book to this as an ARC. So I need to get this book read so I can read the second one that was just sent to me. But The Liar's Crown, the only thing that I know about it is I believe her sister, they're twins, and I think her sister was supposed to marry this king, I believe, and he's like this evil king, so she ends up doing it for her, I'm thinking. And so I'm going to see what this is about. I really like Abigail Owen. I love fantasy. I love romance. I'm going to see what this is about. I don't think it's going to be very dark, but I'm actually pretty excited for it. So, and I can't wait to dive into the second book as well. So we're going to see what this is about also. The next one is a novella. I got it as a recommendation as well from Becca in the Books. She is one of the booktubers that I watch frequently, and I had gotten her idea to read Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue, and then she ended up reading the novella The Dare by Harley LaRue. This book is only like, I think, 130 pages or 140 pages long, so it's not very long. She says that it's a very dark, kinky romance, so I need to check kinks before I read it, but I think that I'm not going to have a problem with it. But from what I understand, it is about the good girl, or the popular girl in high school, ends up playing this game with this boy who isn't really that popular, whatnot, in school, and they're out of school, but they're having kind of a party thing, and it's kind of like a drink or dare type of thing. And I guess the dares that keep happening get darker and darker as they go on. So I cannot wait to read this. From what I understand, it's supposed to be like a romance, but a very kinky dark romance. So I'm pretty excited. I don't know how much you can put in a 140-page novella, but I really like Harley LaRue's writing, so I'm pretty excited to dive into this and see what I think of that. The next one is a really hyped book as well, just like Twisted Love, that I see everywhere, all over BookTube and everything, and people are just absolutely gobbling this book up, so I have to read it. I need to know what's going on. And that is The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I don't know much about this because I've been keeping away from spoilers. But what I do know is it's a vampire romance. And it's a series. And that's all that I needed to know. Vampire romance. And it's a series. And people are eating it up. They're buying this book and they're gobbling it up. I think whenever I bought this book online, they were out of them temporarily. And so that just means that there's a lot of people reading it. So I'm going to read this book in March and I'm going to see what it's about. Hopefully it's really good. It's another series that I really don't need to start right now, but I can't stop because the people that I've seen talk about this are people that I get a lot of my recommendations from because we like a lot of the same books. So I can't wait to read this. This seems like it's a big chunky book. It's like almost 500 pages, but I want to say that the writing is it's pretty little. So hopefully it's really good and I can fly right through it like I did The Words by A. Jade. I'm hoping that's kind of the effect that I get off this. So the next book was originally a book that I bought. I was walking through Walmart one day. If you've been on my channel for a few months now, you know what this book is. I was walking through Walmart. The cover caught my eye. I'm not normally a contemporary romance reader, but the cover caught my eye and then the synopsis on the back caught it. So I wanted to read it in February. I didn't quite get it squeezed in there. But the book is Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. This book is about like a reporter who goes to Hollywood and like interviews this big movie star, kind of like a James Bond movie star. And things happen while they're there. And then something happens where they part ways. She goes back to the other side of the country. And then 10 years later or whatever, she is back in Los Angeles, Hollywood area. And they run into each other. And so, things kind of happen from there. So I'm pretty excited for this. I cannot wait to dive into it. It's not a very big book. I mean, it does have kind of some little writing in it, but it's only like a 300-page book, 330 pages. So shouldn't take too long. I really want to read it. I've seen some people talk about it, but not anything recently. So I don't know if it's kind of ran its course or it wasn't really that good. I'm not sure, but I'm kind of excited. This cover, isn't that beautiful? I had to get it and read it. I just had to. The last book that's on my TBR, there's going to be some people that are going to judge me because of the author, because I will be very honest, her writing is not the best, okay? I already know that going in, so please don't tell me that. I just eat her stories up even though they're not the greatest. I think I just do it for just a good time at this point. But the book is 1,000 Heartbeats by Kiera Cass. This is her newest book. I pre-ordered it. It came in the mail. I actually forgot that I pre-ordered it, and it just randomly showed up one day, and I was like, oh, I got Kiera Cass's new book. So I was pretty happy that I did this. I really like the back. Like, isn't that gorgeous? I really feel like, the cover is just beautiful. I don't really know what all this book is about. I know that Kiera gets a little bit of flack because her selection series was good, but it was like a bachelor-esque type, book, and it really wasn't written very well, but I loved it. There's a lot of people that loved the Selection series. Even though it wasn't the greatest, she wrote Betrayed, or The Betrothed and the Betrayed, which was a duology that had nothing to do with the Selection series, but it was about like ball gowns and like that type of feel again. And it was not good. Not at all. I was very disappointed in that duology. Like, if it was like the Selection where it wasn't written well, the plot had a lot of holes into it, and a lot of questions were unanswered, but I still had a really good time reading it. If it was like that, I could do it again. But The Betrothed and the Betrayed was absolutely terrible in my eyes. Not a good, fun read, not anything. There was just a lot that I had questions about. So let's hope she stops writing in that series. I hope it just stays a duology. I'll be very honest. But A Thousand Heartbeats. I don't know a single thing about this book. I just know that it's Kira Cass's new book. I know that it's absolutely stunning, and I'm probably either going to love it like I did the Selection series, even though it's not very well written, or I'm going to hate it like The Betrothed and the Betrayed, and I'm going to read this thick book for no reason. That's how Kira Cass goes for me, but I already know she's not a good author. I already know that her books are not that great, but you got to have a guilty pleasure somewhere, right? Like, you just got to have a guilty pleasure. So that's what I'm doing. The back of it is just gorgeous, guys. Like, I mean, I got to show you again. Do you see? Like, does it even do it justice? Like, how beautiful it is. Anyway, the back of it says, I told myself that it had been the rain. It was something hitting the mountain, or a tree falling, or anything else, really. But every time Lennox smiled or touched me, or even looked at me a certain way, I would hear it again, the sound of 1,000 heartbeats. So, it's going to be a romance, obviously, but I cannot wait to read this. Hopefully it's really good. If any of you have read this yet, let me know if I'm going to like it or not, based on me liking the Selection, even though it's terribly written, and hating The Betrothed because it was terrible all around. Tell me if I'm going to like this or not. Okay? But those are all the books. Let me see if I can grab them all. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Malfunction. These are all the books that I have for March that I want to read. Let me know below, are any of these books that you have read? Do you think I'm going to like them at all? Do you think I'm not going to like them? Are there any books on here that you plan on reading or grabbed your attention and now it's on your TBR? Definitely let me know which ones. Go to my Instagram. You can talk to me about books on there. I will gladly buddy read any of these books with you if you want. So let me know. Head on over there. Let's talk. Leave some comments below. Let me know if you watched my husband video, which was quite funny, or if you've read any of these books and you think I'll like it, or if you think that I should just shelve Kira Cass and just stop reading her. We'll see. But let me know below. Until next time, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.